Hello, this is Tara again. These openings are boring. I should have something exciting. I'll work on that. Anyways, I have a review of a new independent horror film that will hit theaters on April 7th. The name of the film is Bethany, and here are the stars of the film. Stephanie Estes plays Claire. Zach Ward, who's a redhead, yay, plays Aaron, and he's also one of the writers of the film, which I always think is so hard to do both, but a lot of people do. Tom Green, who used to be married to Drew Barrymore, is Dr. Brown, a psychiatrist. Shannon Doherty is Susan, who is actually Stephanie Estes' mother, actually Susan's mother, now actually Claire's mother. There we go. And she plays, for lack of a better word, the bad guy. And then Anna Haar plays Bethany, and also plays, can't remember the name of the young daughter. I'm sorry. I'll get it and put it on the website when I do all that. I will have posters and I will have some photos from the film, so that should be good. I'm trying to get, I should do this first, huh? I always forget. Come towards me. Hello. Okay, so Bethany is the story of a woman who was mistreated by her mother, and she was beaten down and mistreated and the whole thing by her mother, and she has now grown up. Her mother has died and left the house that she was abused in to her. So even though she doesn't want to, and I really don't understand why they do, could have just as easy sold the house and sight unseen and, went to Paris, but she ends up living in the house with her husband. And you're in my picture. Jeez, your shoulder's in my picture. Some people don't know boundaries. So anyways, as long as I'm gonna fix this because it's bugging me. Okay, so she and her husband move into this new home. It's not her home as a child, and she immediately starts having hallucinations and problems with her health, mental health, and seeing things, remembering things that happened, and just for the most part having a hard time. She had tried to commit suicide and has cuts on her wrists from that, and so it's not a far-fetched thing if she tries to commit suicide again, right? I mean, people would just think, oh, she finally did it. And apparently the ghosts of the home, I think, kind of want her to do that. Kind of, sort of. She is just, she'll get really pumped up to be great, and she'll look in a mirror or walk into the wrong room and end up having bad experiences. So you do get flashbacks of Shannon Doherty as her mother. Frankly, I don't think they made Shannon Doherty ugly enough to be her mother, or old enough, or creepy enough. I just don't think she was put in the right makeup and the right clothing and the right everything. She just didn't match up to her character as far as I'm concerned. But so that's the story. Mentally ill woman, or is gifted the house through inheritance that she was raised in, where her mother treated her bad. She moves in with her and her husband. Apparently her psychiatrist, Dr. Brown, is at her beck and call, having apparently no other patients. He talks to her on the phone, they Skype. When things get really bad, he shows up at their house. Would be nice, should we have such good mental health professionals who would do that. Take it from me, they don't. But so that's your basis for the story. Now, what is good and what is bad about this story? Let's take the good. The acting is good. I always enjoy Zach Ward. Did I mention he's a redhead? I'm sure I did. He has this look. He could play a nasty guy with the right clothes and the right makeup, or he could play a really good guy, which he plays in this film. He has really good motives. So what happens at the end, which of course I won't reveal, doesn't match his persona throughout the whole film at all. But you know, that is what it is. The other good things are the young woman who plays, well, she plays Bethany, and then she plays Claire as a young child. She's very pretty and very talented, and I enjoyed her performance. I look forward to her doing more things in the future. She's done a few horror genre things. I would like to see her do somewhere along the lines of My Girl or something close to that. But so those are the good. Am I missing any good? Good. Yeah, I think I got it. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned it. Tom Green, no, Shannon Doherty also produces. So maybe that's why she couldn't look ugly. She had to put on her producer's hat really fast and just couldn't manage to look ugly. My opinion. Anyway, so what was bad? I feel like this film was for the 80s. And that's happening a lot lately. It's happening quite a bit. And it's not that it's a bad thing. So really I said, well, what are the bad things? It's an 80s type film. It's not really a bad thing. It just is. And it's, it seems like it started several years ago with a film called Halloween. Can't remember. I saw this film at Trick or Treat. That's what it was. And it was one of those films that had the different stories that came together at the end. And that is kind of like what Tales from the Crypt was all about. You know, several different stories that at the end didn't come together. But in Trick or Treat, it does come together. That is not to be confused with Trick or Treat that starred the kid that was on Family Ties and Gene Simmons. Different movie. Good movie, different movie. And so Trick or Treat kind of brought about this more 80s type thing. And I can't even remember all the films I've seen since then that have an 80s twist or an 80s feel about them. And so that's really neither good nor bad, but it does. I put it under the bad because I don't know. Some people aren't going to get it. You know, some people aren't going to get this kind of an 80s throwback. And maybe the director, writer, producer, everybody didn't mean for it to look like that or be like that, but that's the way I saw it. That's the way I took it. Anything else bad is like once at one point the Claire goes into the hospital. Hospitals are really freaking scary places, you know, when you really pay attention to it after all the, you know, after you've been in the emergency room, you know you're fine, and then maybe you're sitting out and, you know, waiting for the doctor to come sign you out or something, and you don't you ever look around and think, wow, I wonder who was in here? I wonder what happened to them. And you know, I only have this curtain separating me from the other person. God knows what's happening to them. You know, it's just hospitals are unsettling for a lot of different reasons. One main one is because you could die there, or you could die not going there. Anyways, they don't use the hospital as much as I think they could have. I think they could have even brought the film kind of out of the 80s and more into present times if they would have done certain things at the hospital that they didn't do. Another thing is this woman wasn't treated psychologically right, and I know I have a little experience in that field. She does, you know, medications, different treatments, and it almost seems like this doctor doesn't want her to get well, or is really at a loss, but he feels like he's doing his best, and maybe he feels like he can't turn her over to somebody else. You know, that's neither here nor there, but that's the feeling I got. So that's basically the film without telling you the ending. There is a twist. That's me twisting to let you know there's a twist. And of course, I'm not going to tell you that, but I don't think it's anything you won't figure out pretty, you know, before you actually get confirmation of what you're thinking. But there's that twist. So I'm giving this film 3 out of 5 stars. I don't feel like I have to justify myself, but I have to justify myself. This is somebody's work. You know, somebody worked long and hard to raise the money for the film, and raise the the interest and getting the actors. And you know, some of these actors, I mean, you know, Zach Ward, Tom Green, Shannon Doherty, these people don't work for nothing. So that's why I feel I must justify my 3 out of 5. I at one point came off for the kind of the silliness of things that, you know, when they happen to her. I mean, it's not supposed to be, you know, if you look in the mirror and you see something that shouldn't be there, you know, that happens a lot in the movies, and I wish it happened less. I wish there were some new things out there, and I'm sure they'll come along. But I think they could have made those situations scarier. I also think, as I mentioned, Shannon Doherty could have been made to look older and meaner and more sinister, and she didn't get that. She didn't get that. She basically, I don't know. She just looks like Shannon Doherty, a little bit older than 90210 and Charmed. Definitely older than both of those. I'm not going to say way older, but when you think about it, it's been a long years ago. Ouch. But she looks pretty good. So this is my review. It is not the most exciting of reviews. I'm trying to figure out, maybe I'll sing and dance the other one. Maybe I'll beat my husband up, who still has his shoulder to be pushed in any day now, any time now. but we'll punish him for that later, and maybe we'll have a review of that with my mugshot. So anyways, I have some place down below this video where you can subscribe to this channel. You can like my video. If you do, you can unlike it. You can say you don't like it. And you can subscribe. Did I say subscribe to my channel? I'm not sure, but you can subscribe to this channel and you will be warned. Oh, I mean informed when there's a new video up on this station. I have on this channel. I have several other channels, and I won't bore you with them. But maybe look around. You know, there might be one called something crazy, maybe like Growing Up Crazy, which is a autobiographical channel. Oh, I don't know if it's out there. It might be. So, okay, this is it. I am done. And I have to go watch more movies so that you can see more reviews. Have a really great day, guys. Bye-bye.